It's a big business now, so everybody's cashing out from it.
Mr. Daima,
Yes.
as an economist, I want us to look at the economic benefits or non-benefits in this instance. Like Mr. Ofoma rightfully mentioned, over the past decades, we spent over 17 trillion naira on defense budgets. As a nation, we are expecting return on investment. We are investing into the security and welfare of the people. We know that there's no gain without giving or without investment. How does this affect us economically in terms of we not getting what we are paid for? As a nation, as a people, and even with the security forces as well?
Well, actually, security is a very, very important business. And if you are interested in strengthening your economy, you must pay attention to security. And in security, deterrence is also a very important factor. Before we go into the economic fundamentals, you have to look at what drives these crimes and insecurity. When people feel emboldened, or when people feel that they operate in an atmosphere of impunity, where they kidnap a certain... I saw a video online. It broke my heart, honestly. We are facing a crisis in our country, but we have not realized the damage that is done or that is taking place daily. So most of these criminals or these people involved in crimes, especially kidnapping, some people are kidnapped, ransom is paid, and then they are killed. You can imagine such inhumane action. And what happens to them? Like, are they being prosecuted and displayed publicly to serve as a warning that kidnapping is not a business you should be involved in? And other young people will see that if you go this path, if you walk this path, you will be punished. The law, you will face the law of the land. You will face justice. If that is not done, more people will be involved in crimes, because the drivers, or what drives criminality becomes emboldened in an atmosphere of impunity. When you look at the economic aspect, food insecurity, many of our farmers, they can't go access their farms anymore because they are threatened, some are killed. It's not just about, oh, this is happening in the northeast or not. Across the country, in River State here, there are many people who cannot access their farms because they are scared of herdsmen or bandits or terrorists. Or you can craft them, you can coin the name, you can package it and classify them as anything, but these are terrorists, these are criminals. So if you look at our economy, if you look at our society, if you look at our nation, there is a food crisis. Now, food insecurity is not just the unavailability of food, but the access of it. Can people access it? How productive it is. Now, when you want to match the budget for security, you also need to look at what are your goals, short-term, long-term. What are your national goals? How much have you, in the course of evaluation, let's say you budgeted 1 trillion naira, you want to fight insecurity. In the course of your evaluation, you now look, it's like a surgery. You're carrying out a surgery to see what areas have you improved on. How can you measure it? Because if you cannot measure it, you don't have it. If you cannot measure your security impact, you cannot build a reliable security sector in the country. If you cannot evaluate it, if you cannot carry out an assessment, it's not just throwing money to solve the problem. You must sit down and carry out an assessment. How have it impacted our economic growth? How have it impacted food security? How have it reduced poverty? How have it improved the welfare of our security agencies? Those people who are at the forefront defending and protecting the integrity of our nation, are you paying attention to their families? Are you providing insurance package for them? Are you providing health services for them? Are you providing some subsidies for them, right? To motivate them, to encourage them. It's not just a budget of 1 trillion. Our distinguished guest has clearly outlined it. Does it trickle down to those who are right at the forefront of protecting the citizens of the nation? Does it trickle down to those who are at the front lines? I have friends, some of them, they are the front line, some of them have been there for years, right? Exposed to a lot, risking their lives, their families. When they die, what happened to their family members? Right? Even if we want to improve on our security sector, apart from just throwing budget, we need to ask ourselves, are we motivating these soldiers? Are we motivating them? Those are the front lines. Are they motivated? What is their welfare package? You had a $1 trillion budget. How much is being paid? You look at the average, the American soldiers, for example, from the United States of America. Many of the citizens of the United States, they want to join the American Armed Forces. Why? They have a lot of benefits. They have a lot of, you have scholarship opportunities. Even after you retire from service, they have veteran affairs that look after them. They provide services for mental health. They provide services for their medication. They provide services for educational opportunities. They provide services that can help them. If those who want to go into the business sector, you can get some fair loans or support from the government to live a meaningful life even after service. Is that the case in our country? After you have served the nation for maybe 30 years, 35 years, and you retire from service, are there any opportunities that the government have put in place for the soldiers who have fought for the country, who have died for the country, who in some cases, most of them have become injured? Are there services are there provision made for their families, for their children? It's not just throwing a budget. So if we want to sit down and talk about the economic impact of the military budget, we can spend the whole day, because it is a full textbook of things that we can correct in our system.
All right. Mr. Ofoma, Mr. Daima has pointed out a few loopholes or a few issues in our defense budget. We cannot say funding is the problem in this instance, because the federal government always prioritizes our defense when it comes to budgeting. But our soldiers are complaining. There's no welfare for them. There's no insurance for them. Even sometimes the weapons that they take to war against these insurgents are not as sophisticated as those they are fighting against. How can this impact, first of all, their morale, and also how much impact they make in the war against terrorism?
You know, these what's it called now? If you employ somebody to work for you and the person is not motivated, the best of the person cannot come out. You will never see the best. Because if something happens and you say that matter was treated, maybe the person died during active service, and no better compensation, nothing was given to the family. One time, even in the River State, in the, what's it called, army barrack we have here, the men that went to war and died there, after how many months, instead of driving their families out of the barrack, where will they go to? You've not, in the first place, you've not even told them where the cause are. You've not even told them what happened to their husbands. Now you're driving them out of the barracks to go to where? So if you see this happening to others, you that is still active in service, what will you do? Will you be inspired? Will you be motivated? You will not be motivated. So their welfare is very important. Like I said in one of the, what's it called, program, I've seen a military man, even policeman, telling you the last time they gave him uniform was when he left the police college. And after then, he's been buying uniform himself. I think the same thing is happening with the military too. They buy their boots themselves. But those things are in the budget. Those things are provided for in the budget. So where is that money going to? What happened to that money? In this country, one time ago, we had during the election, they budgeted money to feed dogs. Have you seen dogs in any polling units? So who's taking that money? Corruption is everywhere. One military man was complaining once he did a video, I think they later arrested him. How many bullets have you given me to go face these people? These people, they come with sophisticated weapons, they come with GPMG, they come with enough bullets to take, they can shoot for another 40, for the whole day, non-stop. But me that is carrying just how many bullets, and you want me to stand and face them and all that. My dear, I want to take off. And most times they overpower them, and in the military, if you lose your gun or your weapon, it is better you die than to lose your weapon, because you must account for it. It's assumed you traded it with these people and all that. So our people, they are not motivated. And when they are not properly motivated, nothing can come out of it. Nothing. In Israel, like I said once you leave let's take it to be Nigerians, this thing now. Once you leave your second, before you go to university, you work with the military for 3 years. As at 2019, they pay you an equivalent of like 140, 150,000. This one now, you're not a full-time, this is compulsory service for 3 years. They pay you that like 140, 150 the first 1 year, every month. Second year, they pay you like almost 200K. Then the third year, they pay you like 250. After then, you can go to the university or remain with the military. That was why when they had the issue, this war they are in now, they called their reserves. Those people they've trained for 3 years and now went on to school somewhere else, they all came back to say we must defend our country. Do we have that kind of package? We don't. There's no encouragement. When it's raining season, there's no rain boot for them, there's no raincoat for them. It's the same, but if you go to Israel, winter, they have different kind of uniform to give to them. Every season has its own, and the government provides. They are well encouraged. If you check their housing system, go to some of these barracks where these people stay, my dear, you can't even, walking past there alone, seeing what is happening there, in fact, you feel like throwing up. You put those men there and you want them to go stand and fight for you. What is happening? You know? So they need more encouragement. We need to do more. It's not just budgeting all these things. Like my friend here said, okay, we've budgeted X amount last year, and this is new year. Let's do an assessment. How far did we go with last year's own? What are the results? What did we achieve? And where do we need to double up? But if you keep increasing the budget and insecurity keeps increasing alongside with the budget, then something is wrong. As you're increasing the budget, it is supposed to be reducing. Because assume you have the right equipment, you have the manpower, you have the right to fight this insurgency. So, but when insecurity is increasing as long as side by side with the budget, there's something wrong somewhere.
All right. Okay, let's move on to our next story. Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN, has dismissed allegations linked